I'm reminded of many years ago, way back. I was at a Thanksgiving, my family and whatnot on my father's side. We sitting there, we complaining, we going in. I mean, like I said, we just, really like, real cynical. Me and a couple of family members and stuff like that. We're just talking about what ain't right, what ain't fair. Who knows? Maybe we were talking about the economy at the time. Whatever wasn't right or fair for us, whatever. And I remember one of my cousins who, I guess the people considered a screw up or whatever the case may be. He just comes out of nowhere and says, I hear all y'all talking and complaining and whatnot. I'm paraphrasing him, but what about success? And he kind of hit us for a second, with that, like, wow, what about that? Saying, what about success? What about when things actually work out? Everything ain't always, sunshine and rainbows, but everything ain't all doom and gloom. Everything ain't all dark clouds. Everything ain't all, what I'm saying, fear and trembling and stuff like that. So, what about success? What about things going right? Are you prepared for that? Can you succeed in that situation? Is it something you can go in that lane, in that vein, and whatnot? Do you see yourself, being able to deal with things when they go right? Because it's easy to look at how many things can go wrong, and what won't happen, and what we could have done better, and sitting there looking at our imperfections, our flaws, our faults, whatever the case may be. So it's a situation where you really, you get tested, on particular things and stuff like that. So, I look at it and I say, hey, um, definitely. What about success? What about when things work out? What about, being able to rise to the occasion when, things don't call for you to be cynical? I appreciate the one person that came through to the chat. I appreciate that. It's being prepared for, the good things that may happen. A lot of times, we're just ready prepared for the negativity that may come our way. And it can come, things can happen to where you lose faith, you lose hope, you wonder, soaking up some realness. I appreciate that, Bumblebee Junction. I actually know somebody who's Young Realness, calls himself Young Realness, Real Brother on Twitter, you know, uh, cool individual, So yeah, but it's just what I'm saying. It's just like I said. What about success? What happens if things actually work out for you? Are you prepared for that? Some people are prepared for their life to be over and things not to work out and things not to, go the way that they plan. But what about success? What about if you actually go through your plans, whatever, you actually get to a point where you can actually accomplish some of the things that you want to do. In this lifetime, we may not, get to accomplish all the realness that we want, but we can do some of it. I get the realness from Tank Girl. That's funny. That's funny. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Wherever you can get the realness from, as long as it's realness, it's like ooh dirty bastard, Ooh baby, I like it raw. Ooh baby, I like it raw. Anybody that knows that reference, ODB, shame on her. Game one of the names that. Oh my God. So yeah, that's that. It's a line from the movie. Yeah. Nah, it's all good. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I enjoy the realness. I appreciate the realness. Right now uh, you are giving me realness. I appreciate that, Bumblebee Junction. Right now it's just me and you, but it's all good. I appreciate you just for being here, showing that support, showing that love. You showing realness back. And I'm just saying, like for you, or for anybody else that hears this, in the replay, if they watch the replay or whatever the case may be, like I said, a lot of times we prepare for the worst case scenarios and stuff like that. How they say, expect the worst but pray for the best. What happens when that best actually comes? Are you prepared for that? You know what I'm saying? Is it a situation where you're just being cynical, constantly being cynical, and just leaving it at that? And for me, I have, I fight not to, constantly be cynical, constantly not looking at the worst case scenario because things can work out. Are you prepared to see things through and have the strength and the ability to go to where you need to go through in the next steps, in the next moment? Are you ready for that next journey to go to that next level, to take that step up, and then that next step up, and that next step up after that? Some folks are just stuck in the past and stuck in what didn't work before, as opposed to not adapting, evolving, and changing and growing in the way that you need to grow. These things come. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Stuff is going to happen, on the way to success, on the road to victory, whatever the case may be. Make sure to slow down and enjoy the labors instead of just continue to labor task after task. I agree. Your wife is very smart, Bumblebee Junction. Don't just, keep going ahead and keep pushing ahead and not taking the time out to just understand, hey, you work for something and you reached a certain level and a certain goal. Thank you, Foundation Ariel, for coming through. Appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of times, we just go along and we go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Sometimes we think that each day is the same. You know how people say, it's a different day, same ish, but it could be more than that. Like I said, it could be a situation where you achieve, you grow, you experience things, you take the good with the bad, you find balance in things. There's something to be said about being successful at trying to do something, just as much as there's something to be said about being a failure, not succeeding. And sometimes the reason we're only failures at things is because we fail to try. We stop, trying to make the attempt. We may not get the result that we want, but there's a chance that we will get the result that we need. We will find ourselves in a way where, if one dream doesn't happen, then let you pick up a new dream, you pick up a new torch. You don't stop trying to live. You don't stop trying to succeed at something. And sometimes that's the problem in society is that if things don't work out the way we want, we stop trying to succeed at things and just life in general. We think we're failures at life. No, just because you may not have accomplished one thing in one particular area doesn't mean you're a failure at
Mm-hmm.
life. Doesn't mean you can't succeed at something. And that's just where I'm coming from with it. And I have to remind myself of that and be reminded of this on a regular basis because, it is real like that, just understanding and knowing that, what, hey, there's opportunities out there. There's chances to grow. There's things that can happen for you, and it is a challenge, is it a temptation, to be cynical at times, but it's a challenge not to be cynical as well and to understand that there are opportunities, where you fall in one situation, you can get up in the next way, is written in a good book, a just man fall down, 7 times and get up eight. As long as you keep getting up more times than you fall, you have a chance, you have an opportunity, you can strive, you can grow. And it's not always easy. Sometimes you may fall and then you expect to fall again and you expect to keep falling and falling after that. But it's a situation to where if you realize you can get up and pull yourself up and get to the next goal or survive the next day, or get to the next, just cut off point, whatever that is. There's success to be had, even if it's in small increments each day, step by step by step by step until you build. And then you're at a different plateau. You're on a different level. And then if you have to look back, you're looking back at the world from another level, sitting back looking like Tupac, sitting back looking at the world from another level. But that's a hip hop reference. I don't know if anybody's gonna know that one. But it comes to a point where if you embrace, the process, the things each day, pioneer, thank you for coming through, appreciate you. You embrace the process, you just go through it and be realistic with yourself, and I'm realistic with myself in certain ways, then that's what happens. What's going on, Queen Vlogs? Appreciate you for coming through. Yes, I got 4 people in the chat. I appreciate you for being here, all 4 of you, and the 4 thumbs up. That's what's up, you know. But yeah, I was reminded of this many years ago when I was sitting at that Thanksgiving, and we were there with my cousins and whatnot, and we was complaining, and my cousin just came out of nowhere and said, "Yeah, what about success? You're sitting here complaining and talking about what ain't right, but what happens? Let's talk about succeeding and doing things and growing and prospering and stuff like that. Not to say that the failures and things that don't come, they come. They happen. Just like I talked about earlier in the day. Sometimes it's hard to be positive. But what about the other side of that? What about actually being positive? You know, yeah, maybe that is the same side. The other side is the negativity. I'm not gonna say what about the negativity, but you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to bring some objectivity to it. What about succeeding and accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish? Are you prepared for that? And you'd be surprised how many people are not. They're not prepared to, move forward and succeed and grow and do what they got to do. Little boy says, "I'm the greatest hitter there was. Throw a ball in the air, swings, misses, and happens repeated." Finally, boy says, "I'm the greatest pitcher there ever was." Hey, that can happen. That can happen. Why not? I mean, you can go from being the greatest hitter to the greatest pitcher. Sometimes you change the dream, understanding where the success lies, looking at where your passions lie. A lot of times we don't look at where our passions lie or where our path really is. Sometimes we want to, just say our destiny is this when it's really that. Sometimes you may think that you want to be the greatest physicist of all time maybe you're the greatest painter, or you think you want to be a lawyer, when you should have been a doctor. Or maybe you thought you were supposed to be, any one of those when realistically you were supposed to be an entertainer, or, maybe a preacher. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe a stenographer, whatever the case it is, maybe a motivational speaker. Somebody great in some way, a success that is supposed to be deep within inside of you somewhere, somehow. And sometimes we push that off because a lot of times we may not find, the passion or the point in what we're doing. And you look, you search, you go deep within your soul, you go, back in your childhood and figure out, what are those things that you were good at, what are those things that you really, enjoy doing. And maybe there's something there, but definitely I say, don't give up on that. And I challenge myself on a regular basis not to be overly cynical, not to just look at things as if it's this doomsday scenario, or if things just gonna keep going on the way that they're going on, because that's not the truth. There'll be days when things don't work out. There'll be days when it's hard to be positive. There'll be days when you're down in the dumps. There'll be days when you really may not want to get up and you really may not want to deal with the world. But that's not always the way it is, because what it is one way and one day doesn't have to be the next day. I did a poem not too long ago, a couple of years back, saying that no 2 days are the same. Each day, is different from the other. Some people may think that the day is the same, but even if in the smallest way it changes, it deviates from the pattern. And if it's not, then you can make it that day. You can make it that day where things are different. It shifts, it changes. If you're willing to do it. Sometimes it takes moments, minutes, seconds. The way you transition from thought to thought, I wonder if you will be an awesome free flow rapper. Maybe, maybe Bumblebee Junction. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking a lot about different things, Bumblebee. But I appreciate that. I'm just transitioning from thought to thought is because is something that I just do. Thank you, thank you. I don't know about Tone Loc, but I wish like I had some of that Tone Loc money. I can hear it in the voice. But I appreciate you folks for just listening and whatnot. Hopefully, I'm making sense. That's the biggest thing. I'm making sense, and that these words are resonating with the folks that's in the chat, that's just listening and whatnot and hearing what I'm saying. Got the three people, 3 people in here, 4 thumbs up. I appreciate you folks. I wasn't gonna leave you hanging on that last live stream because I was on the bus. For those that saw that one, I don't know if people saw that when I put that one unlisted. It was okay, but that's not how I wanted to end off today or end off my live streams, stuff like that. I think this is a more proper message, a more accurate way to sum up where I'm coming from and whatnot. So, but like I said, it's just a situation where, like I said, be prepared for the success. Don't always just think about the failures and the things that could go wrong and whatnot. Because sometimes when things is going wrong, it's just what it is. You got to get through it. You don't prepare after the storm or while the storm is coming. You prepare before. So be ready, be open minded, be willing to see and accept, that things can be, in the right way. What's going on? Informed state of mind. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Much love to you. But yeah, that's just really where I'm at with it. Like I said, I mean, I just try not to focus too much on failure. I try not to focus too much on the negativities and stuff like that of life. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah. So I mean, that's really what I was with it. And then I didn't want to, because like I said, my last live stream, I didn't want people to think I was just being overly cynical and negative and stuff like that. I was speaking real, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, I said, let me talk about the other side of it. That flip side. That hey, things can work out for you. Things can go the way that they need to go. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on the possibilities. Don't give up on the fact that one day could be so different from the next. If you just keep on living, if you just keep on doing what you got to do, if you keep on just, looking for that positivity, looking for that light at the end of the tunnel, looking for that hope, even if it's just a glimmer, even if it's just a dream, it seems like a fantasy, what I'm saying? It was all a dream. Yeah, there you go, balance, sometimes we don't have enough balance in our life, the yin and the yang, the good and the evil, the dark and the light, it is about that balance, you know what I mean? So, you just have that balance to where you say, okay, if today is one way, maybe I could make it different and it could be something else in the next day, sometimes in the next moment, depending on your attitude, depending on your willingness to shift, depending on your focus, whatever the case may be, that's what I'm saying. Uh, Yeah. No, it's I appreciate that state of mind. Like I said, I was hoping that I ended it right. Like I said, I just didn't want to talk. I wanted to talk about it too. I have some other things I want to get into, but I got a whole bunch of live streams and different topics and subjects to get into and whatnot. It's Sunday too, so I try to speak with a sober mind. Like I said, we'll leave that, for what that is. But yeah, you know, this is kind of where I'm at with it. Let me see what time it is. Tommy and Nancy, Bumper Junction and Queens Vlogs are just supporting back in between. Okay, okay, cool. Cats are supporting each other in the chat and whatnot. Like I said, if there's anything anybody else has to say in the chat, I'm all ears or screen or eyes or anything like that. I don't know if anybody else has anything else that they want to add to the conversation. If you think you're done with your life, donate the rest of it to a soup kitchen, and they could use your help. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, if you want to talk about donating your life to charity and whatnot, that's definitely I definitely encourage anybody to do that. I mean, sure, I need to go into a soup kitchen. I think I've never actually been, volunteered in soup kitchen before. I need to do that, but definitely I encourage people, to go out there and volunteer their time. I do have volunteer things that I do with the community and stuff that I do. There's nothing wrong with charity when done in the right sense, but I definitely encourage that. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine it's very humbling. That's something I definitely got to do one of these days, just to give back to the people, because I volunteer in different ways, but, it never hurts to volunteer in other ways and whatnot to really get connected with folks. And you just reminded me, Bumblebee Junction. I actually know somebody that does that, and I got to get into that. I really got to go there and just do some volunteer work and whatnot, get some contact information. You may have sparked something, Bumblebee Junction. I appreciate that. I'm going to speak to somebody tomorrow, and we're going to really get into that, Um, Wow, you got my wheels turning. You got my wheels thinking. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, yeah, yes. That's very interesting. As far as that goes and how that translates and whatnot. I didn't think about that. I really didn't. Wow. Um, charity, but soup kitchens. I gotta get into that. I definitely do gotta get into that. Excuse me if it seems like I'm rambling on a little bit at this point because Bumpy Junction just sparked a host of other conversations that I need to have tomorrow. With some people that are into the soup kitchens and stuff like that. And just really helping out folks and trying to get into that whole charitable thing. I know about your respect of the homelessness and walk around the vlogs that you had that in you. Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely. I definitely, have a lot of respect for the homeless, those for the less fortunate, for the downtrodden. So yeah, yeah, nah. But I appreciate that Bumblebee Junction because I just thought about that. I actually know somebody who's into that and whatnot. But I do have respect for the less fortunate in this society, and it is very humbling, to be able to, interact with people from different walks of life. Because you never know. Like I said, you never know. You never know when you'll need the help. You never know when you need a hand up. You never know when you need somebody to be there for you in your life. So it's always, something that's a worthy cause to help the less fortunate, to help the fatherless, the widow, the orphan, to help those people out there who would need and stuff like that. I mean, it's something that's real. That's real. That's real. I could definitely see that happening, in the near future. But I just didn't think about it. Sometimes you never really know, you know, um, how necessary your presence is and how much of your time you can donate and really, just get into that and being around true hardship will help measure you, you know. Yeah, no, definitely. I tell anybody that in a heartbeat. If you think your life is hard, you need to look around. If you think your life is hard, you need to have a talk with God. He'll show you some people that are really going through some things. That's why I make sure I don't complain too much. And that's what I say. What about success? If you look back and you look at all the things that you've accomplished, you begin to realize that, hey, wow, things have really, progressed and, came about in various ways. If you look around and count your blessings and see how things are coming, you'll be surprised, you'll be shocked. If like even me, if I look back on my life and I looked at all the positive things that have happened and all the, blessings that I've, gotten from God, I, you'll definitely see how many things have transpired, from that. So I mean, it's real. It's real like that. I mean, wow, you're making me think, Bumblebee Junction. You extending the live stream, but that's a good thing. And it's cool like that. It's cool like that. But I tell anybody, man, if you really wanna you know what's going on in this world. You start looking at the less fortunate. You start looking at the people that really are going through some things out there, especially the homeless, the powerless, the hungry, the destitute, the prisoners of the world, the the exiles or whatever the case, the sickly, the crippled, the disabled. You start looking at what they're going through. You'll start to get humbled real quick like that. So it's something, man. It's definitely something to think about. Yes, I am in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn, Bumblebee Junction. We go hard. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Not yet though, but you get the point. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Me thinking Bumblebee Junction. I'm glad we had this chance to have this interaction because, like I said, you may have started something. I mean, I didn't realize sometimes how easy it is to make connections in different ways and whatnot. Different ideas pass and yeah, yeah. Some things can really come of this whole live stream. I mean that in a real way. But nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely cool. And I encourage people to check each other out in the chat. There's the two people out in the chat. Check out Bumblebee Junction. Awesome channel, cool people. Oh man, oh man. I think if there's nothing else to say, then I probably got to end this live stream and whatnot. I don't want to keep folks on here too long. I appreciate people for rocking with me. Bumblebee Junction, you've been definitely great. Other person that's on here, Creative Redundancy, Ariel Foundation, Inform State of Mind. I appreciate you for being here. And anybody that may see this in actual the replay, this is probably my best vlog of the day. Thank you for the third person that came through and well, and I give folks a chance. St. John Soup Kitchen. Okay, I'll see that. I'll definitely see that. You can get so much from being in one's mind, but external input is amazing. Yes, it is. Cheers to you, brother. Cheers. Like I said, there's so much going on. Oh man, it's Green Bay Wacky. Green Bay Wacky. What's the updated status on Lunatic Dad? Could you tell me what's going on with that? You know, um, and for those people out there, thoughts and prayers go out to Lunatic Dad and his situation right now. He was rushed to the hospital not too long ago. So thoughts and prayers with the lunatic dad and his family. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery. I don't know what's going on and the severity of the situation. I haven't really been updated because I'm just getting home not too long ago and whatnot. Michael Furberger, appreciate you. So, um, yes, he live streamed today. We'll explain. Oh, okay. He did live stream today. So that's cool. That's cool. I definitely got to check out that replay. Definitely much love to Lunatic Dad. Thoughts and prayers with him, and that whole situation that he went through and that ordeal with him going to the hospital. Like I said, we're part of the YouTube family, whether we all get along or not, we still care about each other and whatnot. At least, we don't want to see each other hurt up or anything like that. Even for those of us that talk to each other or don't talk to each other, a lot of us are not wishing any harm or hatred on each other. And I'm not saying that's a side note, but for those of us that do get along, for those of us that do pray for each other and do care, that's something that, definitely is a plus. He passed out the rest of the hospital last night. He stayed overnight. It was his blood sugar pressure issues. Okay, okay, okay. As long as Lunatic Dad is cool because we enjoy him as part of the community. Hey, what's going on, Click? I was just talking about Lunatic Dad and that whole situation. Just thoughts and prayers with Lunatic Dad and glad he's okay. Heard he live streamed and whatnot tonight. Sorry I missed that whole situation, but definitely much appreciative to him, and that whole situation. He is taking the whole week off, real work, YouTube, etc. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we wish him all the best. Probably had to send him something or whatever. Just, like I said, sometimes you could just stress yourself too much with all this stuff going on. Like I said, with work, with the online stuff, family, all that stuff. Spirit in the Sky Blue. Sorry I didn't say hello to you. Thank you. I posted this on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anymore. Green Bay Wacky. I'm not on Twitter right now. I left Twitter alone, but you know, cool. Like I said, I hope Cats is doing what they got to do on Twitter. Right now, I'm just on YouTube, Google Plus, Tumblr, Reddit. You know, just trying to work that whole thing out. And anywhere else that I haven't deleted the account already. But you know, yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool that you posted it on Twitter. But like I said, thoughts and prayers. No secret lunatic dad is a diabetic for 10 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No secrets there, but you know, you still gotta take care of yourself, man. We want Lunatic Dad to take care of stuff. Sometimes you have to just step back and you know just really look at life from a different level and see what's important and what's not important and whatnot. You know, you got 10,000 subscribers, but those 10,000 subscribers, you know, are nothing in comparison to your help. You know, thank you, Spirit and Sky Blue, just for actually coming from work. All know is to try to get more people on the stream. You need to is to try to get more people on your stream. You do need to be on Twitter. Yeah, no, I don't need to be on Twitter, but it's what it is. That's just my personal decision with Twitter. Green Bay Wacky. I can speak to you about that off the live stream. That's a side conversation, personal conversation. We'll talk about Twitter later. I mean, but I encourage people to use Twitter and do what they do on all the social media platforms and all that stuff, and you know, converse with each other, do what you got to do. Appreciate it. You know, that's really what it is. And I appreciate you for stopping by Green Bay Wacky. Appreciate you for stopping by Click. Appreciate you for stopping by Spirit in the Sky Blue, Informed State of Mind, Creative Redundancy, anybody else that I've forgotten, you know, Ariel Foundation. I appreciate you all for stopping by. If there's nothing else that you folks have to all, you know, like to say or whatever to add to the conversation, then I'm probably gonna wrap this up, you know. No, it's just me posting it to my Twitter to let my followers know who you are. Oh, I appreciate that Green Bay Wacky. Bumblebee Junction. I haven't forgotten about the Lighthouse mission. This is gonna come up in the replay of my chat, so I'm basically gonna get to see this anyway. Let me see if I can screenshot this live stream anyway. Can I? Can I screenshot this live stream? Okay, I did screenshot it. I screenshotted the live stream. Gotta love these Samsung phones, right? That's the advantages from actually being able to live stream on your Samsung smartphone. And actually, Green Bay Wacky, if you want to know about the S7 Edge, I actually have an S7 Edge. I'm live streaming this right now, Green Bay Wacky, from the S7 Edge. So if there's anything you want to know about live streaming, um, you know, on the S7 Edge, Green Bay Wacky, I can take you through, give you some steps and all that. You can actually go directly from your phone and start to live stream and it'll upload to Twitter, not to Twitter, to, I think maybe to Twitter or YouTube or something like that. You can do it directly from your phone. Would actually even have to sign in to YouTube, but that's a whole other setup. And then you have the setup to straight to directly to YouTube and whatnot. So, you know, there's some different cool things that you can do with the, you know, Galaxy S7 Edge and stuff like that. Basically, all the live streams that you've been seeing me with, excuse me, I've been, you know, on this device and whatnot. Great device. I'm trying to upgrade to the S9 or something like that. Take it to the next level. Spend a lot more money. I think I have the money here. I love it. Done my truck, tobacco, and performing awesome and whatnot. Yeah, for me, I got this money, so I got my cell phone money here. So I'm gonna buy me a new phone soon when it comes. You know, time for that. Mother told me to stop showing money on YouTube, so you know, she didn't see that. But anyway, if she watches all the way to this point in the live stream, I'll be impressed. But it's all good. Yeah, no, I seen the Taco Bell thing that you did. You said, I love it. I did one from my Taco driving truck to Taco Bell before. Awesome. It's great to know you have the same phone. I hope you bring it. Yeah, no, no, Green Bay Wacky. Definitely pick my brain. Ask me anything that you want to know. Because right now, literally, I'm on the phone that you have, and I'm gonna upgrade to the newer phone soon. But yeah, nah, definitely, I can tell you some things about it. As I love the S7 Edge already. Yeah, no, no, definitely, it's an awesome phone. Definitely an awesome phone. You know, so about that 10 you owe me. Yeah, sure, I'll pass it through the phone, Bumblebee Junction. But yeah, I've been saving up for the phone, so making sure I got everything and whatnot. If I help my budget. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. I've been saving up. These new phones are so expensive nowadays, man. You got to save up and put money to the side. I've been putting money to the side for months so I could get this new phone and be up to date and have the 4K video and get the gimbal and I got to get the big headphones and stuff like that. You know the struggle, Green Bay Wacky. You know how it goes. Just trying to get equipment and I haven't even got my laptop yet. I got to get my laptop and SD cards. I got my camera in the thing over there. I got a what you call it, a Rebel T7i camera that I haven't even put out. You're gonna love the 9, man. All my vlogging is done on it. Wow, okay. Okay, so you got the 4K vlog, and that's how you did your thing. You know, like I said, I can't wait to get it though. You know, I got to get a couple of other pieces. I got to get the headphones, the wireless headphones to go with it. I got to get the gimbal. I want to get the gimbal. That with the GoPro Hero 5. That's what's up. I have 4K subs and spoke once and on a video. Okay, okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I went a half an hour and I didn't expect to go half an hour. I didn't even expect to go 20 minutes. It's the next day. I love all you folks. I appreciate you for sitting with me. This is probably the best live stream of the day. You know, it's gonna be another day coming up. And like I said, I appreciate the energy that y'all folks give me, and it inspires me to give back and whatnot. I won't keep you too long on here. And you know, like I said, it's real. It's real. You know, love you folks back, man. Appreciate you all. Green Bay Wacky, Bumblebee Junction. You know, all my picks and slideshows, super simple. That's what's up. That's what's up. I also got to download KindMaster. I encourage you to get that on your phone, Green Bay Wacky. Google KindMaster. I need to get that as well, so I can take the editing game on my smartphone up to the next level. You know, maybe I could get up to the elites in YouTube. It ain't over. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this watch time. We're gonna do some things. We're gonna make some stuff happen in 2018, maybe 2019. KindMaster is a video editing um, app for the Android or the Android or Apple that you can have. Yeah, just the beginning 2018. I agree with you, Green Bay Wacky. God spare life. We get to the next day, and the next day, into the next year, into the next year. What's the name? KindMaster. The name is Kine Master. And you could just Google that or look that up in your Google Play Store, or you can check that out on the App Store. You know, and you know it's an app that you download. It's definitely great. KindMaster. There you go, KindMaster. Yeah, no, definitely check it out for sure. I need to get that on my phone. I'm just waiting until I get the new phone and then bam, 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 bam. You know, check that out. You know, it was a recommendation for me to check it out. So anyway, I gotta eat. It's been fun. It's a really dope live stream. I appreciate all you folks on there. Special consideration out there to Green Bay Wacky, and thoughts and prayers out there to Lunatic Dad and his family. We love you. We appreciate you. Spread love. Yeah, there you go, the Green Bay Wacky, the Brooklyn way. Later. I'm out.